Hey guys, here are some instructions on submitting your final videos for solo and ensemble. First of all, you need to make sure that you find a room that is cleared of clutter, that, if you have to just shove everything else off to the side so that you don't have stuff behind you. You don't want personal belongings. You want it to be as neutral as possible. Most of you are finding really good spaces for that for virtual choir. And along the same lines, you need to make sure that there's adequate lighting. It shouldn't be shadowy. We should really be able to see you very well in the frame. Even though you're singing 2 songs per entry, it's just going to be 1 video. The only exception to this is Balin, so you're going to have your traditional entry and your musical theater entry, but then just 2, and each one will have 2 songs in it. The way it's going to work, you're going to dress very nicely, just like you would. You don't have to wear any sort of, you don't even have your uniform at this point, but, dress up, look really presentable, just like you were going to live solo and ensemble. You are going to need to have a way to play that accompaniment recording. And if you have maybe I don't know if your Chromebook can do a good job of being loud enough, but you're going to have to kind of test that out. I would do just a couple of test tries. You don't even have to go all the way through your song. Just, play it and record a little bit and just see if you can hear yourself and the accompaniment. We want to be able to hear both. If your Chromebooks have Bluetooth and you have a Bluetooth speaker, that might be a good option because you are likely going to want to use your phone for recording. So the difference here between the virtual choir and solo and ensemble is they want to see as much of you as possible in the frame, not head and shoulders like I had you do before for virtual choir. It needs to be as much of you as possible. That might mean that you have to have mom or dad or someone at your house actually taking the video, or if you can figure out a way to, prop your phone up on a dresser, or if you have a tripod, now is the time to break out the tripod. You need to make sure that your whole self is in that frame. When you start it, you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to say what school you're from. You're going to say what grade you're in. And then you're going to announce both of your pieces and their composers. I'll make sure you know what those are. So if I was doing this, I would say, my name is Catherine Bexford. I am a student at Western Michigan Christian High School in Muskegon, Michigan. I am in the 37th grade, and I will be singing for you selection number 1 by composer blah, 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 and then selection number 2 by composer blah, blah, blah. That's what you're going to do to start it off, because they want to make sure that what you're going to sing matches up with the PDFs that I'm going to send them so that they're looking at the same thing you're singing. Then take a little pause, take a breath, make sure you have excellent posture, and then really think about all those things we talk about with live performances: facial expression, diction, beautiful tone, all of that stuff that I feel like has been a little bit lost this year. It's going to come into play with this. You'll sing your first song, then take a pause. You probably will have to take a pause in order to start the next accompaniment. And it might be great, again, you might need a couple people to help you with this, just to be starting and stopping your music and possibly holding the camera to record you. But if it's just you and you've got to prop things up and you've got to take a minute to start the next song, that's cool too. That's perfectly fine. You do what you have to do. Just try to do it as professionally as you can. When you're finished with your second selection, then you're done, and then you just send me the file. We're going to send it through WeTransfer, just like we did for virtual choir. What Jonathan Williams and I discovered is that if your file is larger than 2 gigabytes, you can't send it through WeTransfer the regular way. But I have a personal profile on there. If you go to mrsbexford.wetransfer.com, which I will make sure you have that link, you can actually upload much larger files. My guess is most of your files are going to start to exceed that 2 gigabyte limit because you have 2 songs within it. So that is about it. Just a word about participation in this. If you signed up, I really need you to follow through and do this. And if you're unprepared, if you feel like you're not quite ready, you know what? use your music. Do what you have to do to get through it, because your entry is paid for. Mrs. Mers and I kind of put it all together for you. And remember, like, this isn't a traditional solo and ensemble where, you know, you walk out into the lobby of the school and there's a bunch of ratings posted and everybody's looking at, ooh, who got what. No one knows. Literally no one knows. So this is entirely for your benefit. My hope is, especially when you have really great performances, is to select some of these and put them together in a recital that could be shared. So I want you to do your best job, the best you can. If you have to hold music so that you're looking at your music, I don't know if they're going to score you down for that. I honestly don't know. I would suggest having it as memorized as you can. And if that means that somehow, you know, mom or dad is off camera and they're holding words for you, or, I mean, I don't know what you want to do, but just make it professional, make it look excellent. And you guys sound really, really good. And I know you've put effort into it. So I'm just asking for you to make this final push. I will type up a list of all of this stuff so that you can go through step by step. But here's the trick. Here's the important part. This is all due Tuesday by 7. It is essential that you have it to me by Tuesday at 7. Tuesday is the 15th. And the reason for that is I have to upload it to MSVMA that day by like 11:59 p.m. I get so scared about tech things, like what happens if somehow there's an error and you have to resend it to me. You know, what happens if, because I have to format them a little bit differently before I send them on. You've got to give me the time to do that. So it is okay if it's right up until 7, and I will sit down at my computer and work until then. But the earlier you can get it to me, probably the better. If there's anything else you can think of, or you just need a pep talk, or you just want to chat, please email me, text me. We can have a Google Meet, whatever you want. You guys are sending me quality stuff on your Flipgrids. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it very much. It's getting you the practice that you need in order to be prepared for this. So, all right, I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to be thinking of you. I am going to be ready to answer any questions that you might have. Thanks for putting in this effort, guys.